What am I doing here? What am I supposed to say? Okay, listen. Alright, listen. The opinions expressed in the following episode do not reflect Big Beard Productions, and is solely that of the guest featured at the time. Thank you. Watch at your own risk. Alrighty, guys, check this out. We are doing a special episode today. Big Beard and Friends, we've got the one and only Marty Mumbles. How are you doing, dude?
Fantastic. How about you, man?
I'm doing all right with this quarantine business. It's got me wanting to get out. I think a lot of us probably really do have cabin fever.
Yeah, we do. We did last night. Me and James hung out till about 12 o'clock. We burnt down a whole shed. Probably had about a 16-foot fire at one point, and that was in a circle.
That's all right.
It was pretty impressive.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. We're gonna have to we'll get together once this is done, and we'll have to film an episode where we just all get together around a bonfire and pass the camera around like a doobie.
Oh, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
We'll do it. We'll definitely have fun with that. So,
absolutely.
you don't have to say exactly where you work out, but you're one of the essentials in here, huh?
I'm essential to the point. I mean, I'm working from home a lot, but at the same time, emergency issues and stuff like that, I still got to go on to work.
Yeah, and I respect that. That's cool. That's
100 gallons of elevator pump oil come out of my elevator last week on Monday, so I had to go up there and rip out like 35, 40 pieces of carpet and replace it on Thursday. So, yeah, I mean, I'm essential. I got to log on every day, do your work, do your emails, talk to people through there. You have WebEx meetings and stuff like that. But, yeah, I'm still somewhat essential.
That's outstanding. Hey, without saying exactly where you work, can you tell us what do you do? What's your title?
I'm the facilities lead at a college.
Oh, you see that?
So I take care of a building. I maintain it. I got to keep it sanitized, cleaned, lights on, make sure the HVAC is running, toilets are pumping, water's flowing.
Oh, absolutely.
All the good stuff.
Stuff's got to flow. It's got to flow, and especially at times like this when we clean and we do sanitize, people often wonder, you got to get rid of that. And
absolutely.
And I know, and I know it's got to be sometimes hell on college dorms and stuff like that and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm not in the dorms no more though. I just work when I was at Now, it was a living college. Now okay. I'm at a college where it's a technical college. So
okay, all right, all right.
Room. There's nobody that stays on our campus. Our campus does close every night. So
all right. Well, I'm glad you're correcting me on that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. So you don't do 9 to 5. You do more, but it's like it's a 9 to 5er. You've got a job, and you're essential.
6:30 to 3:30.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's
6:30 to 6.
That's more than most are doing right now. How's I want to talk about something just real quick. How's you like to golf?
Love to.
You love to golf. How have you been getting any golf in here in this quarantine?
Yeah, I've went for about 3 times. I went yesterday and played like complete shit. Excuse my language. Sorry about that. But when you go to pay $50-something to golf and you play like shit, it kind of makes you mad. But no, I love to. Same thing there. They're not letting anybody in the clubhouses. They're taking your credit cards and your cash outside, going inside and paying. It's one person to each cart unless you live together. You're not allowed to touch the flags. They don't have no stuff out there to rake bunkers. I mean, they just basically it's you in the golf course and you stay 6 feet away from everybody.
Yeah, so, I didn't think of that. That was my next question. How are they letting you pay? And if you couldn't get in in there, so that's good. Are they still serving? You still have the option of food there? Did they still do the outside food? No food.
No food. No carts. No nothing. No water. They're not even selling water.
Whoa!
They tell you before you come. Make sure you bring all your stuff to stay hydrated and your own food and snacks.
So people have to arrive drunk already.
Absolutely. Or have a bottle on your back.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. Hey, you know what we do? You don't get the caddy drunk. They're not even driving. They can't drive.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, people like me don't use caddies.
I know. Yeah. All right. I got a couple questions for you. I'm going to say a few words, and I want you to tell me the first thing that pops in your head. There's no right or wrong answer. You've seen a few of these episodes, and I'm just going to throw them at you right here. And this is all winging this on this quarantine episode here.
Well, wing them. Don't throw them too hard. They'll hurt.
We'll just barely cast them out there. All right. I say up.
Sometimes down.
Okay, all right. Whatever.
Wherever. Whenever.
Car.
Trucks.
Wow, you're a truck man, all right?
Yeah.
Cell phone.
I'm starting to hate them.
I'll accept that. We will accept that one. Listen, we're living inside of these squares here. We're going to start to hate them. All right. I got one more for you. Fart.
They smell a lot. At least mine do. Yeah.
Okay, see, that was completely winging it. We had nothing. All right, look. This is awesome. This is going a lot better than I thought here. This is real cool. All right, now, part of the show that I like to do, we're going to do some have-yous. And you know these have-yous. All right, have you ever bungee jumped? It's a popular one.
Never bungee jumped.
Never bungee jumped.
Never bungee jumped. I would like to. Not afraid to. I've cliff dived a lot, but never bungee jumped.
You just jumped like with a glider?
No, like off a cliff.
Oh,
like
you just cliff dived.
In the water. Yeah.
I jumped off about 20 foot into the lake one time. I jumped off of a cliff, and I did it twice. And one was on a swing. And then another one is I was drinking, and I'm glad because
we used to go to a place called Nelson Ledges, a quarry, and they had a 75-foot jump, 100-foot jump, 25-foot jump, a 50-foot jump.
Oh,
yeah, you had to grow some testicles to get up to them bigger heights though, because it is scary. And the water hurts.
20, 22, maybe. No, that's it. I'm not doing this. Have you ever been to jail?
Yes, I have been to jail. I've never been arrested never been to jail as an adult. The only jail time I did, I was a juvenile.
Right. So, a lot of us grow up. That's good.
Since I turned 18 years old, I've been pretty good.
That's good. That's all right.
Won't tell you why I went to jail though.
No, yeah. We'll discuss that later. That might come out in a bonfire episode or something like that.
Yeah.
When we have triple ratings of R's. You can't watch this. Don't even turn it on.
Yeah.
Have you ever, and this is not 7, have you ever been in a car wreck?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. I've been in several car wrecks, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, is there one in particular? I mean, not to bring anything bad up, but
one specific. We were in my buddy's car. It was his girlfriend's car, and the brakes went out. We were doing about 55 mile an hour and coming into an S curve where it was a 15 mile an hour curve. And we ended up embanking the car. We teed it off onto a tree. He went through the front windshield. I went through the passenger side windshield.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What was your recover time from something like that?
It wasn't too bad, actually. I spent an hour and a half at the hospital and went home. I had a big concussion for about 3 days and a bunch of bruises on my back shoulder from going through the window.
Wow. And there's no, whoa, wow. And I've known you for a while. I don't know if I knew that story. I think I knew, maybe I did, but I don't know about that one. I don't know. Yeah. Either way, that's amazingly, now, everybody walked away from that, I assume, right?
There was just both me and one guy, and we both walked away from it.
Oh my gosh! Well, somebody's definitely watching over you there. Well, God bless you on that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. See, I got in a wreck over 20 years ago, but mine wasn't nothing. I just got hit in the rear end, and me and the girl I was with at a dead stop, and this car came out of nowhere and hit us. Well, behind us, but when it hit us in behind, we were stopped because the car in front of us was turning left, and well, we watched that car go, and all of a sudden we get hit. And when we got hit, we might have moved maybe a half foot, maybe not much. And I watched this car clip us in the back, go in the ditch, and come up beside me. And we all walked away from that. But it was somebody, they clocked this guy going at like 65 and hit us. And we were in like a Dodge Shadow, and they were in like a 97 Camaro.
I did that in a blizzard, but I was the one doing the hitting as well. I came up in a big van, and you know how they got little metal strips and bridges?
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes they got little metal strips and bridges. Well, it was the bridge.
Oh, we got audio there. So you got going. There you go.
I slid and I just literally T-boned somebody. So.
Wow. I think we got the last. Yeah. That's not a good thing. I don't like wrecks. I don't like it. Speaking of which, let's move on. I hate all that happened. Now you got my gears running like I didn't know all this now. Okay, have you ever pretended you were the opposite sex?
No. No.
Have you ever won? No. Have you ever won the lottery?
No.
No lottery?
No. Well, I mean, if you're talking a few $100, then I don't consider that winning lottery.
So nothing of the TV status.
No.
Okay. No. I'm not prepared with these questions, so you got to bear with me.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I'm gonna keep on answering them.
Keep on answering. All right. Have you ever been? And there's a two-part question. Have you ever been to any concerts? And what's your favorite one?
Been to over 20 concerts, I'm sure, if not more.
Okay.
Favorite one?
Or do you
probably Rage Against the Machine and Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, Wu-Tang Clan!
Back in my back in my hellion days, Method Man jumped off the front stage and kicked it with the six of us for about 2.5 minutes.
That's kind of cool.
It was pretty cool.
Well, definitely.
Yeah.
Method Man, if you're watching this, he's going to talk to you.
I'm on an interview here. Go somewhere. My dogs are trying to. Yeah, I've been to several.
You're talking about the Rottweiler. It was only right that they did that. Anyway, what?
Been to a few Lollapaloozas. Been to a few concerts. So.
All right. That's kind of cool, man. I have been to a Charlie Daniels Band concert way back in '97, and and that really was cool for an old country boy like me. That really was cool. My cousin actually has 2 of his signatures. Now, here's what happened. My cousin says, "Can I get your autograph?" He says, "Yes." So he puts his bandana he had, a rebel flag or whatever he had up there, and Charlie signs it. He bends down and he's signing it, and like bends down, he puts it on his knee. Well, as he's signing this, some guy in like a paraplegic or the crutches on the arms. I don't know whatever. This guy came up who was disabled, who was a cool kid.
Yeah.
And he says,
Yeah.
"Here, let me help you straighten that, Charlie." And he grabs it out of his hand while Charlie was signing. So he was like, "Oh, you messed his signature up." And he said, "Well, that's all right. We'll sign another one right below it." So now in a frame, my cousin has a messed up signature of Charlie with a story, and right below it's a real. I don't know. That's just kind of cool.
Yeah, I've the lead singer of Drowning Pool. We seen him his second to last concert. He died in Pittsburgh, or yeah, I do believe it was Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on a drug overdose on his bus. We seen him 2 nights. We seen him 2 nights before in Ohio. So
wow, it's wow.
Yeah, I've seen some cool shows. Been some cool shows.
Have you ever been out of
Pantera?
country?
Yeah, been to Mexico on a cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you go? Cozumel.
Yes, sir. Cozumel.
Really? I was just making that up.
Yeah.
Cozumel
Yep, sure
or
have.
Cozumel?
Never flown.
Never been on a plane. You've never
Scared,
been on a
scared
plane.
to fly.
You don't
Scared
wanna
to fly.
You don't want to fly?
I think I will, but I'm gonna end up taking my wife to some exotic island or something for one of these. We were supposed to go this year, but with all this quarantine stuff going on, it kind of delayed the plans. So maybe next year I'll be flying for the first time.
Dude, I flew in 2008, and I'm telling you, what does that make that 6 years after 9/11? And dude, I didn't think, I know I'm not going anywhere bad with this, but there was a guy that fit said description of people. He was probably a Muslim man. Didn't bother me at all. Didn't bother me. But knowing what had happened prior years, I promise you, especially as a guy who was the first time flying, I promise you that I saw people mean mugging this guy like they were going to really do some damage.
Road right through our mailbox. There's a big L in our house number on the road.
Yeah. Sorry,
happen.
the wife came in.
It's all right. This is real. These are friends. These are real. This is real.
Heck yeah.
Have you ever eaten? Huh?
Go ahead.
Have you ever eaten snake?
Never.
Never eaten a snake?
No, I've ate a gator.
Really?
Piece of a gut, chunk of a gator, but I've never ate no damn snake. I don't think I'd eat a snake.
I hear that it's like if you can cook it up like pork rinds. If you can eat, I don't eat pork, but if you eat pork rinds, you can do that with snake skin and eat it the same way. And they say that.
I look at like a snake like Satan. I almost look at a bat like Satan.
Yeah, I know.
This quarantine supposedly came from some exotic ass animal, and I ain't eating no exotic snakes. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Nah, cook it however you want to. Sean won't eat. Have you?
Do you think? Huh?
Have you ate a snake?
No, I have never ate snake. It's funny, but I ate skunk jerky.
Oof.
People, you hear skunk, they go, "Ooh, what?" Dude, it was great. It was grand. It was some of the best I've ever ate. And my great uncle, and he made it, and it was good. It was a thick cut. He cut it thick so it would shrink down once you dehydrated. And dude, it was great. I ain't even gonna front. I didn't know it was jerky, and people that I was sitting with, I didn't know it was skunk. They were my family members. And I remember they were like, ooh, I don't want. I was eating it. It was absolutely fantastic. If you didn't tell me, there was no flavor difference. It was the marinade. It was teriyaki. So, it's just dehydrated meat. It could be human corpse, and you might eat it and not know. I'm just trying to.
For all you know. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Check this out. Have you ever been to a football game? What's your favorite football team?
I've been to several football games, college and pros.
I know you have. The pro.
Favorite Favorite football team pro is Cleveland Browns. We ain't won a national championship since 1964.
It's all right.
I hate the guy next to you, that Steelers fan, but he ain't in this conversation. Ohio State Buckeyes. Ohio State Buckeyes. They're my favorite college team, and Cleveland Indians. I'm a Cleveland sports fan. So
Sure. And just so everybody else knows, you guys see that shoot offset he just did? He shot somebody verbally.
Just a little bit. I know you got a Steelers fan next to you. And he wants to rub it in bad on my episode. I'm not going to allow him.
It's all right. He started laughing. I only had to point it out. He's still laughing. This is great.
That's all right. All right.
I wish we could have like the other cameras rolling so people could see. He actually, we'll talk about this one day, but he had a camera rolling when he was on, so he shot it from a different angle from what I broadcasted it. So that's kind of a cool thing to see when he shows it. So we'll have to talk about that one day. What have your views real quick on this quarantine? I want to stay focused here for a moment on this quarantine life that we're living in. Do you think the quarantine hoax or no hoax, conspiracy, no conspiracy? What do you think about this real quick?
Yeah, I don't believe we're living in a simulation. I don't believe this is a test. I believe that, it is real. It is scary.
Yeah.
At the same time, we've had a lot of this that has went on in the United States and around different countries. You got H1N1, 60 million people infected, 20,000 Americans died. It's scary, man, but the spread of it's the spread over here is what's different. It's hitting different places really, really hard. You got 10,000 plus people in New York that have died from it within a matter of 4 weeks.
Yeah.
They're literally putting bodies on top of bodies out in the island because they can't identify half these people, and it's just it's real. It's scary. I got kids at home, and my wife works every day in the hospital field, same as yours. And, it's one of them things. You got to come home, strip your clothes down. We're keeping hand sanitizers in our car. She's making masks for everybody.
Absolutely. Really made it. We have made it.
but eventually we are going to have to get back to life. If not, the economy is going to fall and our country is going to really hurt and really struggle, I do believe.
I think I heard today it was like May. Now, I don't know if this is set in stone, but it was like May 12th they want to reopen. Do you think a whole month, if that's the case, do you think a whole month is going to drive us even? Because didn't we hear like 10 days ago we're like halfway point, and now they're saying we're not at halfway, flattening the curve? Like, do you think a month is applicable? Is it okay?
I think it's going to be something that we continue to live with. I hate to say it. I don't really see them finding a stoppage or a vaccine or a cure. A vaccine is really nothing more than a sample or something that we can try because they don't really know how to attack this. So I do believe that we'll have a flat point. Yeah. I think it'll start to die down, but then again, I think we're going to go through what most countries do, and we're going to end up with a second round of it. The way that we gather and the way that we as Americans hang out and how populated we are, and how much come and go to other countries, I believe we'll end up with a second round of it. So, no, I don't think May is good. I think this is probably going to run something all the way maybe into October or November. We're going to still continue to see people dying from it.
So this is going to be you think this is going to be our new norm? We're just going to live with this from this will be our new norm.
Well, you kind of got to until they find something for it, right?
Oh, true. And
I
I
understand all the tests they're doing, but at the same point, until it's physically known what's happening, if your body builds up the right whatever you have to fight it, or you build up immunity to it, there's a whole bunch to say about it. But I'm no scientist, so I really don't know. You know what I mean? But I'm just going off a guess. I'm going off what's happened. Where's the stop to it? Once we reopen in a month, if there's still 100,000 people walking around that are tested, and you still got 25, 30, 40,000 people in different areas that are infected, it's going to continue to spread.
All right.
I mean, there's no stopping that.
Right.
But at the same time, like you said, sanitize, wash your hands, don't touch your face as much, you know. I've been doing a lot of this, you know.
I'm trying my best. Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Now, if I get sanitizer on my hands or do something scratch, I'm all right with that. But if I'm outside or get around the fire, or I do some activity outside or even exercise, my exercise machine over here is sprayed down with stuff, and I'm the only one using it.
Yeah, you put faith over fear, though. You know, my wife leaves every morning. I say a prayer for her, you know, put your guardian angels around her, Lord, keep her safe, you know.
Yeah.
Same thing, family and friends. I mean, as we all get out and gather, I mean, it's just one of them things, man. I mean, this is probably going to be the new norm for a little bit.
The new norm. We were just talking about that too, that I pray too every day. I pray for by name. If I don't pray for somebody by name, I pray for their family as a whole, and I use that name.
Yeah.
But definitely, prayer works. There's powers in numbers, and I think as these, that's something we're going to elaborate and talk on more. And just asking you a few questions there. We're going to go ahead. We're going to wrap it up here, folks. Marty Mumbles, it is always nice to have you. One day we will get you in the studio and we will talk to you one-on-one.
Absolutely.
We got right here. You know, we're going to let the music carry us out. And at the end, I'll talk to you when all this is over, bro.
10-4, brother. I'll talk at you.
Thank you for being on the show.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Big beard.
Presentation.